Have you ever found yourself quietly wondering, how much time do I really have left? It's a question that tends to whisper louder once you pass 70. Each year feels more precious, more fragile, and more urgent. You might notice little things in your body or your routine that make you pause. Maybe it's the way you get up from a chair, the way you walk down a hallway, or the effort it takes to do something that once felt effortless. What if I told you that your body is already giving you clues? Not just about how you feel today, but about how long you might actually live? Now, this isn't guesswork. These are patterns, clear, observable signs that doctors and researchers have been tracking in people who live long, healthy lives. And here's the good news. Most of these signs are things you can influence. Not only will this help you understand where you currently stand, but it might just inspire you to make a few simple changes that could extend your life, not just in years, but in strength, clarity, and joy. So let's dive into the very first one. It might seem surprisingly simple, but it's powerful. Your ability to stand on one leg. Think about it. When's the last time you tried it? If you can lift one foot off the ground and hold it there, steady, for at least 10 seconds, that's a wonderful sign. But if you find yourself wobbling, tipping over, or needing to grab something to steady yourself, it could be your body trying to tell you something deeper. Researchers have discovered that balance is one of the clearest predictors of longevity. Why? Because it reflects not just your muscle strength, but also the coordination between your brain and your nervous system. It's like a quick snapshot of how well all your systems are working together. Let me give you a real-life example. Two women, Gloria and Ruth. Both are 72 years old. Gloria has always kept herself moving. She takes morning walks, does a little gentle stretching, and every now and then joins a chair yoga class at her community center. When she lifts her foot off the ground, she can hold steady for a good 15 seconds without even thinking about it. Now Ruth, she's lived a quieter life. Less physical movement, more time sitting. When she tries to stand on one leg, she immediately reaches for a nearby table. She laughs it off, says it's just part of aging. But here's the thing. That loss of balance isn't just a small inconvenience. It can be an early warning sign that her coordination is slipping, her muscles are weakening, and even that her brain might not be communicating with her body quite like it used to. If you've noticed yourself stumbling more when you turn quickly or needing to steady yourself on furniture when walking around the house, that's not just aging. It's a signal. But the great part is this. Balance can be improved. And you don't need to join a fancy gym or take a class to start. Try this right now if it's safe for you. Stand up, hold onto a chair for support, and slowly lift one foot. Can you hold it for 10 seconds without tipping? If it's a struggle, that's okay. Don't panic. Just don't ignore it. You can rebuild this. Small actions, repeated daily, make all the difference. Start with just 5 seconds a day. Walk heel to toe across the room like you're walking on a tightrope. Do slow, mindful steps around your home. Gentle movements like Tai Chi are incredibly effective, not only for balance, but also for calmness and mental clarity. The more you strengthen your balance today, the more you safeguard your mobility and independence in the years ahead. Now let's talk about something else that seems simple, but is incredibly telling. Your grip strength. Yes, your handshake. Or even how easily you can open a jar or carry a grocery bag. It might surprise you, but studies consistently show that grip strength is one of the strongest indicators of how well older adults are aging. It tells us a lot, not just about the hands, but about your overall muscle tone, your circulation, even how well your nervous system is functioning. Take two gentlemen, Arnold and Jerry. Both are 78. Arnold has always liked to stay active. H.E. Gardens. He carries light groceries from the store, and he's known in his neighborhood for his friendly, firm handshake. Jerry, on the other hand, has noticed that over the past year, things feel different. He struggles to twist open bottles. He avoids carrying heavy items. He brushes it off, saying he's just getting older. But what he doesn't realize is that his weakening grip might be a warning that his muscles are deteriorating faster than they should. And that can lead to real problems, frailty, reduced mobility, even higher risk of falls. Your hands are more than tools, they're messengers. They reflect what's going on in the rest of your body. And when your grip gets weak, chances are other muscles are also weakening. That's why it's important to pay attention. The wonderful news is that grip strength can be rebuilt too. You don't need to lift heavy weights. Simple things like squeezing a tennis ball for a few minutes a day, using a soft hand gripper, or even carrying a small bag with light groceries can do wonders. It's about keeping the muscles engaged. You can even do it while watching TV or chatting on the phone. The key is consistency. Right now, pause and test it. Clasp your hands together. Does one feel weaker? Try opening a jar that normally wouldn't give you trouble. Do you feel a difference? If so, it's a sign. But it's also a starting point. Because the stronger your grip today, the more likely you are to stay independent, confident, and resilient tomorrow. And hey, if you're still watching this and thinking, yes, this speaks to me, I'd love for you to drop the word "more" in the comments. That lets me know you're here, you're engaged, and you want more insights like this. It means a lot. Alright, let's keep going, because the third sign is one most people completely overlook, but it's right in front of you every single day. Your walking speed. Not your running speed, not how fast you can rush to the car, but how briskly you move in your normal routine. Researchers have found that walking speed is one of the simplest, most reliable indicators of how long someone might live after 70. And no, it's not about being fast. It's about being consistent, steady, and strong. Think about it for a moment. How quickly do you usually walk from a living room to the kitchen? Or when you're out for a stroll, do you feel like you're keeping a steady pace? Or do you find yourself needing to slow down, pause, maybe even sit for a moment? Your walking speed might seem like just a byproduct of age, but it actually tells a much deeper story. In fact, doctors often use it as a silent measurement of how well your heart, muscles, lungs, and even brain are functioning together. Let's take two old friends, Harold and Dean, both 75 years old. Harold takes a walk every morning around his neighborhood. Nothing too fast, but he keeps a good pace. He moves with purpose, climbs stairs without much trouble, and doesn't think twice about crossing a busy street before the light changes. Dean, on the other hand, has slowed down over the years. He shuffles a bit more, leans on furniture or walls when he walks, and often finds himself lagging behind when walking with others. Now, Harold's pace isn't just about leg strength. It's a reflection of how smoothly his entire system is running. Dean's slowing down, though it may seem subtle, could be a red flag. It might be his body warning of muscle decline, heart strain, or even early signs of neurological issues. The beautiful part? Just like with balance and grip strength, walking speed can improve. The more you walk, the more you strengthen your legs, your lungs, and your heart. You don't need to hike up a mountain or walk 5 miles a day. Just aim to walk a bit farther than yesterday. Even laps around your home count. And the more you practice moving with intent, lifting your knees a little higher, swinging your arms a little more, the more you'll reclaim that sense of control. If you've noticed yourself slowing down, it's not the time to sit more. It's the time to gently push yourself to move. Because how fast you walk today really could predict how long, and how well you'll keep moving in the years to come. Now let's shift into something just as essential, but often overlooked, your sleep. That's right. How well you sleep at night might be one of the clearest signals of how long your body is willing to keep going strong. Sleep isn't just downtime. It's when your body heals, your brain clears out toxins, and your immune system does its best work. It's the time when your entire system resets and rebuilds. Meet two men, Everett and Malcolm, both 76. Everett has a calm evening routine. He goes to bed around the same time every night, sleeps for about 7 hours, and wakes up feeling clear-headed. Malcolm, however, struggles. He tosses and turns, wakes up 2 or 3 times a night, and rarely feels rested in the morning. He thinks it's just how aging works. But what Malcolm doesn't realize is that this pattern is putting extra strain on his heart, weakening his immune response, and even contributing to moments of brain fog and forgetfulness during the day. Poor sleep is more than an annoyance. Over time, it can increase your risk of memory decline, heart issues, and even depression. And it's not always about how many hours you spend in bed. It's about the quality of that sleep. Are you staying asleep through the night? Are you waking up feeling refreshed? Or are you dragging through the day, needing multiple naps just to function? If any of this sounds familiar, don't ignore it. There are real solutions that can make a difference without sleeping pills. Start by cutting back screen time before bed. Turn off that TV or smartphone at least an hour before you plan to sleep. Get some morning sunlight. It helps reset your natural sleep-wake rhythm. Keep your bedroom cool and dark. Avoid heavy meals late at night. These small habits create a ripple effect over time, leading to deeper, more restorative sleep. And if you're waking up tired every day, or your sleep has noticeably changed over the past year or two, it might be time to talk to your doctor. Because sometimes it's not just insomnia. It could be something like sleep apnea, which affects many older adults without them even realizing it. Don't wait for it to get worse. Your body tells you everything through sleep when it's working well and when it's struggling. So tonight, pay close attention and ask yourself, am I truly resting or just closing my eyes and hoping for the best? Remember this, the way you move, the way you sleep, these aren't just habits. They're reflections of how your body is doing and where it might be heading. And with just a little attention, a little effort, you can change that path for the better. Now, we're going to talk about something you might not expect, something as ordinary as your appetite. But believe it or not, the way you feel about food, how much you're eating, and whether you enjoy your meals or not, those things can quietly predict your future more than you think. Because when your appetite fades, something deeper might be going on inside. So let's talk about something that most people don't think of as a sign of anything serious, your appetite. But after 70, changes in how you eat can quietly signal deeper shifts in your health and how your body is aging. And it's not just about eating less or more, it's about how you feel around food, how nourished your body is, and whether you're getting what you need to stay strong. Let me introduce you to two women, Dolores and Jeanette, both 74. Dolores still enjoys her meals. She makes simple, fresh dishes, eats 3 times a day, and even looks forward to trying out new recipes once in a while. She eats colorful fruits, leafy greens, whole grains, and enough protein to keep her body fueled. Jeanette, on the other hand, has slowly lost interest in food. She says she just doesn't feel hungry anymore. She often skips breakfast, grabs whatever is convenient, usually processed snacks, and has lost nearly 10 pounds over the last year without even trying. Now, Jeanette didn't think much of it. I'm just getting older, she'd say. But that slow loss of appetite was actually a red flag. Because when your body stops craving food, especially the kind that keeps your muscles, bones, and brain strong, you start losing much more than weight. You lose resilience. You see, after 70, the body becomes more sensitive to changes in nutrition. A small dip in appetite can lead to deficiencies that affect your energy, immune function, and even your memory. And when you're not eating enough, your body starts breaking down muscle for fuel, which makes you weaker, more tired, and more likely to fall or get sick. Have you noticed any of this in yourself? Maybe you're not as excited about food. Maybe you feel full faster, or you've dropped a few pounds without trying. If so, don't ignore it. A shrinking appetite isn't just a normal part of aging. It's often a symptom of stress, of underlying illness, or even of early cognitive decline. But just like the other signs we've talked about, this too can be improved. It starts with small but intentional changes. Try eating smaller, more frequent meals throughout the day. Choose foods that are rich in nutrients, things like salmon, lentils, yogurt, berries, sweet potatoes. And most importantly, don't skip protein. Your muscles depend on it. If chewing is a challenge, go for soft proteins like eggs or beans. And stay hydrated. Sometimes thirst hides behind what feels like a lack of appetite. If you notice a loved one withdrawing from food, eating less, or looking thinner than before, gently bring it up. Sometimes a little encouragement or sharing a meal together is enough to spark change. Because what you eat today fuels the body you'll live in tomorrow. And nourishment is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. Now let's talk about something that may not be as visible, but is just as powerful when it comes to predicting how long you'll live. How you handle stress. Stress doesn't always look like panic or shouting. Sometimes, it's a quiet pressure that sits with you in the middle of the night. It's the overthinking, the worrying, the feeling that your chest is tight or your mind won't slow down. And after 70, how you deal with stress, whether you carry it or release it, can shape your future in ways you might not expect. Meet two men, Lewis and Clyde, both 76. Lewis, like everyone else, has challenges. His roof leaked last month. One of his daughters is going through a divorce. But when life throws something at him, he takes a breath. He talks about it with friends. He writes it down, prays, or goes for a walk. He doesn't bottle it up. Clyde, on the other hand, keeps everything inside. He dwells on problems, replays arguments in his head, and spends hours reading upsetting news. His blood pressure has been rising. He's sleeping less, and he feels constantly drained. The difference between these two men isn't that one has more problems than the other. It's how they respond. Because the truth is, chronic stress isn't just unpleasant. It's dangerous. It increases inflammation in the body, which has been linked to almost every major age-related disease, from Alzheimer's to heart failure. It can interfere with sleep, weaken your immune system, even affect your digestion. But here's something that's both surprising and empowering. Your body is incredibly responsive to how you treat your stress. Even a few minutes of deep breathing a day can begin to lower your blood pressure. Laughter, yes, even from a silly movie or a conversation with an old friend, can reduce stress hormones and boost your immune system. Spending time with people you trust, walking in nature, journaling, or meditating. All these simple practices help turn down the volume of stress in your body. So ask yourself, how do I usually handle life's bumps? Do I shrug them off and move forward, or do I carry them with me day after day like a heavy backpack? If it's the latter, it's time to set that bag down bit by bit. Not for anyone else, but for your own heart, your own brain, your own peace. And if you're thinking, but I've been this way my whole life, that's okay. It's never too late to learn a gentler way of responding to life. Every day is another chance to give yourself more ease, more rest, more strength. So far, we've talked about how your balance, your grip, your walking pace, your sleep, your appetite, and your stress all quietly send signals about your health and your future. But there's still one more, and it might be the most surprising one of all: your relationships. That's coming up in the final part. Let's finish with what may be the most unexpected, but possibly the most important sign of all: the strength of your social connections. Now you might be thinking, what does friendship have to do with how long I live? But let me tell you, more and more research is proving what many of us already feel deep down. People need people. And as we get older, that truth becomes even more important. In fact, studies show that social connection is one of the strongest predictors of longevity, right up there with avoiding smoking and staying active. It's that powerful. Let me share a story of two women, Frances and June. Both are 78. Frances has an active social life. She doesn't go out partying or anything, but she checks in with her sister every morning, goes to her church group twice a week, and loves her Wednesday morning coffee with 3 other women she's known since high school. Even if she's tired, she shows up. Even if she's in a bad mood, she answers the call. June, on the other hand, has gradually pulled away. After her husband passed, she stopped going to the community center. She avoids phone calls, even from family. Most of her days are spent alone in silence. And here's the thing, it's not just emotional pain that creeps in when we become isolated. Loneliness has real physical consequences. It's been linked to higher blood pressure, weaker immune response, cognitive decline, and even increased risk of early death. It's not that we need a crowd around us all the time, but we do need connection, someone to talk to, someone to laugh with, someone to remind us that we matter. Even short, simple interactions, a call, a smile from a neighbor, a chat with a cashier, can lift your spirit and trigger a chemical response in your brain that reduces stress and boosts well-being. Your relationships aren't just emotional buffers. They keep your brain active. They give you a reason to move, to smile, to care. And when life gets hard, those relationships often become your safety net, the thing that catches you and reminds you that you're not alone. So let me ask you, have you stayed in touch with the people who matter to you? Have you called someone just to say hi? Do you make time, even once a week, to connect with anyone who lifts you up? If not, maybe this is the reminder you needed. Don't wait until loneliness turns into suffering. Reaching out might feel awkward at first, especially if you've been out of touch for a while. But you'd be surprised how quickly people respond with warmth when you take the first step. You can start small. Call an old friend. Join a local class or a walking group. Volunteer somewhere you feel valued. Even commenting on videos like this and replying to others in the comments can create a tiny spark of connection that makes you feel seen and heard. And if you're someone who already has strong social ties, cherish them. Nurture them. Be the person who reaches out, checks in, and makes someone else's day a little brighter. Because when we give connection, we also receive it. And the relationships you build and care for today may just be the reason you live longer and feel better in the years ahead. Now that we've explored all 7 signs, let's take a moment to reflect. We've talked about balance. Can you stand steady on one leg? We looked at grip strength. How strong is your handshake these days? We explored walking speed. Are you moving with confidence or slowing down more than you used to? We talked about sleep quality. Are your nights restful or are you tossing and turning? We covered appetite. Are you eating well, enjoying your meals, or skipping them altogether? We talked about stress. Do you know how to handle life's curveballs, or are they wearing you down? And now finally, we looked at relationships. Are you connected, or are you slowly becoming more isolated? These 7 signs aren't just trivia. They're a map. They point you toward the things that matter most for staying strong, clear, and independent after 70. But more importantly, they are things you can change. None of this is set in stone. You are not stuck with how things are right now. If you're noticing some warning signs, maybe your sleep is off, or you've been skipping meals, or your balance is shaky, don't wait for a doctor to tell you it's time to make a change. Don't wait until a fall, an illness, or a scary moment pushes you into action. You have power today, right now. In small, daily steps, you can shift the path you're on. Start by moving more, even if it's just standing up every hour and walking around the room. Add some protein to your meals. Stretch. Breathe. Call someone. Laugh. Get a little sunlight on your face in the morning. These small choices, repeated with care, can transform your quality of life and even add years to your time here. And that's the real goal, isn't it? Not just to live longer, but to live better. To wake up with energy. To move through the day without fear. To enjoy your meals, your conversations, your hobbies. To look forward to tomorrow instead of just surviving today. If this video helped you see something in yourself, I want you to write one thing in the comments. Just one habit you plan to improve. Maybe it's, I'm going to walk more. Or, I'm calling my friend today. Whatever it is, say it out loud, type it out. Because declaring it is the first step toward doing it. And if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, now's a great time. This space is for you, for those who want to stay strong, stay sharp, and stay connected after 70. We're here to give you information, encouragement, and real steps to make your life better every single week. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for caring about your health, your future, and your joy. The fact that you've watched this far tells me that you're someone who's not giving up on life. You're leaning in. And I think that's beautiful. Take care of yourself. Take action. And I'll see you in the next video.